Chosen one, listen carefully. There were moments you felt ready for the opportunity, ready for the change, ready for the breakthrough you had prayed for again and again. You prepared, you believed, you expected movement, but nothing happened. Time passed quietly. Doors stayed closed. Answers didn't come when you thought they would, and the waiting felt confusing. You asked, God, if I'm ready, why am I still here? But heaven says this: you were ready to receive, but not yet ready to sustain. There is a difference. Receiving something quickly is easy. Carrying it wisely is harder. Anyone can step into a blessing. Not everyone can hold it without losing alignment. So I slowed the timing, not to deny you, not to test your patience endlessly, but to strengthen the version of you that will live inside the blessing. Because blessings bring weight, responsibility, visibility, expectation, pressure. And if inner strength is not equal to outer increase, the blessing becomes burden. You were not being delayed, you were being reinforced. Like a structure being built higher, the foundation must deepen first. If height rises faster than stability, collapse follows. So while you were watching the surface remain still, your foundation was expanding quietly. Your mindset was maturing. Your discernment was sharpening. Your emotional strength was stabilizing. You were becoming someone who could remain steady after the breakthrough, not just celebrate it. Waiting was not empty time, it was strengthening time. You learned patience without losing faith, consistency without immediate reward, trust without visible progress. Those lessons are invisible but essential, because what arrives quickly without preparation often disappears just as quickly. Rushed blessings create fragile success. Prepared blessings create lasting impact. And what is coming into your life is meant to remain. So the waiting continued, not because nothing was happening, but because everything important was happening internally. You were learning how to stay grounded when excitement rises, how to remain humble when recognition increases, how to maintain clarity when opportunity expands. These are not skills learned overnight. They are formed slowly, steadily, intentionally. And now something is shifting. You are not as impatient as before. You are not as restless as before. You are not as anxious about timing as before. That is the sign preparation is working. Because readiness is not proven by urgency, but by steadiness. And soon what you have waited for will not feel overwhelming. It will feel natural. Because by the time it arrives, you will already have become the person who can carry it. The waiting was not punishment, it was preservation. I made you wait because rushed blessings don't last, but prepared ones do.
Chosen one, stay with me, because this part explains something most people never understand about waiting. Waiting is not passive. Waiting is training. You thought you were standing still, but you were being developed. And development often happens in ways that are invisible to everyone, including you. That is why the waiting felt confusing. From the outside, nothing seemed to change. The same environment, the same routine, the same unanswered prayers. But internally, everything was shifting. Your perspective was changing. Your emotional reactions were stabilizing. Your priorities were rearranging. You were not remaining the same person who first asked for the blessing. You were becoming someone capable of sustaining it. Why immediate answers can be dangerous? Most people think delay means denial, But sometimes delay is protection from premature arrival. Imagine receiving something powerful before your mindset is steady enough to handle it. Success without emotional maturity creates stress. Opportunity without discernment creates overwhelm. Increase without discipline creates instability. You were asking for expansion, but expansion magnifies everything already inside you. If impatience is inside, pressure increases it. If insecurity is inside, visibility exposes it. If confusion is inside, responsibility intensifies it. So before expansion could safely occur, your inner world had to stabilize. That stabilization takes time. The hidden work of waiting. While you were waiting, several quiet transformations were happening. 1. Your emotional capacity was expanding. You were learning how to experience uncertainty without panic. Earlier, delay would have created frustration quickly. Now you can sit with unknown timing without losing peace. That is emotional endurance. Blessings bring complexity. Complexity requires stability. You were becoming stable. 2. Your identity was separating from outcomes. At one time, you connected your worth to results. Progress meant value. Movement meant confirmation. Achievement meant reassurance. But waiting detached your identity from external outcomes. You learned that you remain whole even when nothing changes. This is critical, because if identity depends on success, success becomes pressure instead of joy. Now your identity stands independent of outcomes. That makes you unshakable. 3. Your discernment was sharpening. Waiting slowed you down enough to observe carefully. You began noticing patterns, recognizing misalignment faster, understanding timing more deeply. You learned the difference between opportunity and readiness. That discernment will protect everything you receive next, because not every opportunity is aligned, even if it looks attractive. 4. Your patience became strength instead of struggle. Patience used to feel forced. Now it feels natural. You no longer rush decisions. You no longer demand instant clarity. You no longer panic when timing is unclear. Patience is no longer something you try to practice. It has become part of who you are. And patience is one of the greatest protections for long-term success. Why the waiting felt so long? Here's something important to understand. Growth measured internally feels slower than growth measured externally. External change is visible. Promotions, movement, breakthroughs. Internal change is subtle. Mindset, emotional resilience, spiritual clarity. But internal change determines how long external change can last. God measures readiness by stability, not desire. Desire can appear quickly. Stability forms gradually. And what is coming into your life requires stability, not temporary excitement, but sustained capacity. The moment preparation becomes completion. There comes a moment in every waiting season when preparation quietly finishes its work. You may not hear an announcement, you may not feel a sudden shift, but something subtle changes. You no longer feel desperate for what you once longed for. You still desire it, but you do not depend on it emotionally. That is readiness. Because when you can receive something without needing it to define you, you can carry it without fear of losing it. And you are very close to that point now. What will happen next? When the waiting season completes, movement feels natural, not rushed, not overwhelming, not chaotic. Opportunities will appear that match your growth level. Responsibilities will fit your expanded capacity. Blessings will feel manageable, not heavy. You will not feel surprised. You will feel prepared, because what arrives externally will simply reflect what has already been built internally. closing declaration. Chosen one, you were never stuck. You were strengthening. You were never overlooked. You were being prepared to carry what you prayed for without breaking under its weight. The waiting trained you, stabilized you, expanded you. And because you endured the training, what comes next will not overwhelm you. It will rest naturally in the hands you developed while waiting.